All right, so we're back in that router. Alrighty, here we go. So first things first, what we need to do is check on those interfaces. So I don't know what interfaces I have, so I'm gonna have to look. So we're gonna do a show IP interface brief. All right, I have two interfaces and they're currently down. So we know we're going to use the gigabit 000 as our DHCP that's coming from our internal LAN, and we're going to use the 001 that's going to connect to our switch to carry our VLAN. So let us go ahead and configure the gigabit 000 interface. So how we're going to do that? Well, we need to type config T or config terminal to get into the configuration mode, and then we're going to go into that interface. So we're going to type in interface, and I'm going to type shorthand here, G0/0/0. All right, now we're in that interface, or the sub commands for that interface. So we're going to type in, to give it DHCP, we're going to type in IP address DHCP. All right, then we're going to tell it to no shut because it's currently shut down. So we'll say no shutdown. Okay, and we'll get some syslogs here in a minute. There we go. And the light turned on the interface. So I know that the interface is good to go. I'm going to save this config and then we'll continue to the next one. So to do that, you could do a copy run start. You could do a do write because we're in the configuration mode. So anytime in the configuration mode, you have to type in the do command to complete a command that you would do in the previous privilege exec mode. So I'm going to type in do write and write this to the startup config. Now, what is my IP address? So if I want to know what my IP address is, I'm going to have to type in show or do show DHCP lease. All right, two things here. We have an IP address that's being assigned to this interface from an internal LAN, and we know that this is the next hop or the next router because this is going to be that LAN's default gateway. So now we need to tell this guy, hey, if you have anything that needs to go to the internet, that's where it needs to go. So we're going to add a static route by typing IP route. So we're going to say IPv4 traffic 0.0.0.0 space 0.0.0.0 space. Now we need to tell it the next hop or the router for that LAN, which is 192.168.1.1. So we're going to say 192.168.1.1, enter. That's our next hop. So let's save that, do write. We're going to commit that, done. Then we're going to move on to the second interface. All right, cool. So we can check our progress by doing a show IP do show run. All right, so there we go. That interface there is being configured with DHCP. So I'm going to do a Control C, and we're going to do the next interface. So we need to get to that interface. So we type in interface G0/0/1, enter, and I'm going to say no shutdown. Exit, do write, okay, good to go. Excellent. All right, so again, we're going to do a do show IP int brief, and there we go. So we can see that our 00 has an IP address assigned to it, DHCP is up, and the gigabit Ethernet 001 is also up. Now it doesn't have DHCP address or a static IP address assigned to it because it is going to act like a trunk and carry our VLANs across it, and we will configure that in the next video.